All right, here we are with part five of Russell Brunson's selling online. So I know I look a little different from part four. This is recorded on a different day. I know it's a little continuity problem here, but hey, this is not a game show. I'm not going to wear the same outfit. So anyway, let's just dive in. I'm going to try to make this kind of the same, the last video, because this is a really big page, and just want to kind of get through it and there's a lot in here. And so this video will probably be a little longer than the other videos. I broke them up into 15-minute increments, but I think this one's going to probably a half an hour long. All right, so we left off talking about so Russell was talking about three methods of selling, and so he's got the one-to-one. And then he talks about the problem. With the problem with one-to-one, you can get burnt out. You can't do everything. Okay, the one-to-many selling was the second point, and then the problem was um, there's only a number of times you can get on stage in front of a live audience, which is true. That's like you got to sell yourself to whoever's putting on the event to get yourself on the stage. So that's a big problem. And then we got one to infinite sales, which is what he's going to be selling. And then, but he still, says the problem is, and as we discussed, the problem with infinite sales is not any real problem that you're going to have. Like you're going to have real problems, but he kind of makes up a problem. And the problem is you're not finding the right people to teach you how to do it the right way. So that's not equal to the other problems. I mean, those are other like real concrete problems. Um, but this one, he just alludes to the fact that you're just gonna the problem, the number one problem, or I mean, as he's saying, the problem is he doesn't really say number one problem, but since he's pointing these out as the problem, uh, he's pointing out that you're not getting the right education. He's not pointing out that online selling, requires maybe some SEO tactics for a blog, or writing maybe a book to lead you into your sales funnel, or buying advertising to reading a sales funnel. So that costs money. He doesn't talk about any real problems. He talks about the problem of who's teaching you how to do this. So, you could pretty much say this about all of these things. So, which is very interesting. I mean, if you read it and drill down like I have. Okay, so now here's the thing. Okay, so I always get bothered by this because I know people say that all the time. Like, here's the thing, but sometimes when you read it, it just sounds kind of awkward and weird. But anyway, so all three methods have something in common: increasing your skill set when it comes to selling. Um, I don't really understand that, to be honest with you. All three methods have something in common: increasing your skill set when it comes to selling. Um, but are they trying to say if you increase your skill set, you can increase your selling or something? This sounds kind of awkward. Anyway, it takes learning a new set of skills to go from method one to do. Oh, I see. You're okay. So okay, this really didn't make sense until I read this. It takes learning a new skill set to go from method one to method two, and a whole new set of skills to go from method two to method three. Um, I would say that, yeah, that probably makes sense. I'm not sure how many people would want to go through method one, two, and three, so that could be a kind of a stopping point for some people. They're like, well, I don't want to have to learn one, and I don't want to have to learn two. Um, okay, so anyway, to form method three, you need the right tools, the online sales funnel to make. You need the right tool to perform method three. So you need the right tools, the online sales funnel to make it happen. Okay. Okay, so let's just kind of go through this. Like I said, I'm gonna kind of don't want to drag on because I mean a lot of the best stuff is up top anyway. The online funnel software is only one small piece of this. Okay, so the online funnel software is only one small piece of puzzle. Um, yeah, which is really interesting because I'll have to say, I don't remember if I said this in one of the other videos, but what I like about what Russell has done is he's created like this whole kind of universe and where he's created a community, right? He's got these funnel hacking lives, he's got these live events, he's got this thing that he's actually promoting right here and now. But I've used Unbounce, which is basically kind of a sales funnel kind of landing page type thing. And then I've used Lead Pages, which is kind of the same idea, but they don't have this kind of community. At least last time I checked, which was more than 5 years ago. But they don't have this kind of community or, like universe, so to speak. So, and this kind of alludes to going back to like teaching you stuff, right? Because I shouldn't say anybody, but a lot of people, there's been a lot of kind of clones, so to speak, where they're just selling you landing page software and telling you this is the funnel and how to do this and stuff like that. I mean, in terms of the technologically, the technical part is like, okay, put this here, and put this here, and then you can sell. And then, maybe, and I don't remember, I haven't gone to Unbounce or Lead Pages recently, but they probably maybe have a blog and they teach you about some marketing things. But he's, first of all, he's already stated that he personally has sold $1 billion, through other companies, obviously. I mean, he hasn't gotten $1 billion himself, but sold $1 billion worth of products and services. So I really like what he's saying here. It's just like, look, just don't go out and get software. Don't get, Lead Pages or Unbounce. And there's probably something new that I'm not even paying attention to these days. I mean, I know there is. Actually, there's a couple on the top of my head, but I can't even think of them. Okay, the real magic is what is on each of the pages within the sales funnel. I totally agree. As a copywriter, I mean, that is absolutely, I mean, I write a lot about this on my blog. I mean, it's just, it's great to have this system and it's great to have like these little triggers and then you get people down this kind of rabbit hole, but they're not going to click any button. They're not going to fill out any form unless the copy is inducing them to do so. Okay, so that is the real magic. He is absolutely right. If you say the wrong words or the right words at the wrong time, then people will scrunch their faces as if they whiffed a nasty odor, and be out of there faster than you can say, wait, there's more. That's funny. I like that. I guess my only issue is some of these sentences are a little long, but anyway. So let's just look at like some of the stuff he's saying. Okay, so some of the stuff I glossed over. It says ClickFunnels is the #1 sales tool. What I like to look at on a lot of these pages is the bold words that he has. This one is maybe not like, because when you bold words, you're basically getting all the people who scan the page. They're just gonna go, okay, dream customers, okay. Now here's the thing, okay, that maybe lead me. You'll need the right tools, okay. We'll always say ClickFunnels is the #1 sales tool, okay. The other is only one piece of the puzzle, okay. So you're kind of like you're kind of getting the gist of it because you're just like did somebody want to read all this? Probably not. But if you read this, that made you lead into that. And then if you read this, it may either lead you into this, or you may go, oh, maybe I have to read what's up here too. Remember, so when you write like things in bold, or especially like a header like this right here, you want them to get them to lead into something, and also something, to get them to go back up and read what they missed, And then they told me da da da, and you're like, well, okay, well, now I need to hear the beginning of the story. Okay, so here, so I like this. Then they'll scrunch up their faces as if they smelled it. I guess I think like to keep these short. I mean, this does, kind of, it's kind of leads you into, okay, what are they talking about? I would just say as if they whiffed a nasty odor, because the whole idea of bolding things is to get people to read some really quick stuff, like quick words, induce some curiosity, and not have to read like really long sentences, because otherwise, why don't you just make the whole page into bold font, right? So that would be my kind of beef on that. That's why I worked tirelessly over the last 3 months to put together. See, like nobody cares about kind of you working the last 3 months. I mean, that's great and it's fun to, you want people to know that. Um, I mean, at this point, I kind of like me as being kind of like this, the skeptic, the curmudgeon, a copywriter that I am. I'm like, I don't really care. I mean, okay, yeah, maybe you did work really hard. Well, or maybe it's just the same BS you've been giving us all these. Either way, it doesn't really matter. So I wouldn't put that involved. I would put together the ultimate A to Z of learning to take your skill set and apply it to method three. I mean, I think this whole thing is just really not worthy of being bold. Selling online for an infinite number of sales. This is what I would do. Um, you know, and then, okay, I don't want to use this as an example because I know that it's great, but, um, when you use underline, like people don't understand, like, what kind of formatting you should use, like italic, underline, bold, cap, what are they? All caps, and then also, what are they called? Camel casing or something, or just, um, word caps or whatever. Um, and so this is bold. And then unfortunately, whoever designed the page has the underline like in a different color, like at the color of the page. And it just kind of, part of it almost seems like a link and part of it just, I don't know what it is. But so when you underline, you want somebody not to miss this point. You're making a point, and sometimes if it's disambiguous, you really want to underline that. And I mean, I'll find something in this page and I'll bring it up. But usually it's something, that could be somewhat confusing, and then they really, really know this is what we mean, right? So, um, so selling online for an infinite number of sales, not sure that would be confusing to anybody. It's pretty clear. Um, so it doesn't need to be underlined like that. Anyway, I call it the selling online challenge. So, okay, put together the ultimate A to Z of learning skill set to apply method three. And method three was one-to-one. I guess I would remind people, I'd put it in parentheses, one-to-one, whatever, infinite sales. Okay, so selling online challenge. Okay, he's got a nice graphic. So this is kind of like what you're getting. And I see a lot of people, I mean, it's great to have a graphic of what you're getting, like get a feel of it. Back in the day, they would have like binders and you get a tapes and you get this and you get that and you get a lot of stuff. And then, in our consumer society, we equate value with volume, right? So if you have a stack of books, then it's worth $100. But if you only have one book and it says, this is all you need to know to make $1 million, people are like, well, I'm not paying $100 for that. I want to see something big, like this high. So so it's good so now in the digital age, it's kind of hard to show that. You're not going to show you get 64 megabytes worth of stuff. Although I do remember people saying that a while back, you're going to get 25 megabytes of blah, blah, blah. Well, nobody knows what that means. Anyway, so the kind of a visual, and it says day one, day two, day three. So a nice visual representation of what you're going to get. And it's very clear. You're not going anywhere. You're not going to some, stadium or event or anything like that. You're just going to watch it. Okay, give me just 3 days and I'll show you exactly how. Which is this is a classic headline. Just give me 3 days and I'll make your dreams come true. I'll show you how to apply your selling skill set into a simple sales funnel. Simple, good. Giving you the power to sell one to many for an infinite number of sales. Pretty good. I mean, I would have expected something better, I guess, from the team at Russell Brunson. It's just, like a regular junior copywriter can come. I mean, there's, it's kind of like there's nothing really grabbed me. There's no really mechanism or anything like that. It's just a normal thing that somebody would say. Apply your skill set to a simple sales funnel, giving you the power to sell to one to many for an infinite number of sales. Okay, so the power is to sell one to many for an infinite number of sales. Okay. Um, so here's, I kind of like, okay, get the method one, one to one, one to many. Method two, one to infinite sales is, okay, it's just a lot of terminology, just kind of getting confused a little bit. I mean, I guess when you speak from the stage, it is one to many. And when you're online, it is one to many. But they're calling it one to infinite when they were looking at method three. So, all right, I'll reveal the right word. So this is not really like grabbing like the right. I mean, I guess, I don't know, if I was scrolling through, I mean, the right word. All right, I guess I could give that to them. Practically hypnotize. Okay, I mean, these kind of go together. Yeah, to use it. And have them eagerly part ways with large sums of money. Okay. Um, okay. So an interesting part. Um, here's an interesting part right here. And have them eagerly part ways with large sums of money. So I was talking about like what you should underline or what you shouldn't, because underlying really you really want people to get something that may be overlooked, right? So we've already talked about large sums of money, but here's the question that people are going to immediately ask, and also you want to underline things like if there's like there may be some objection, and so this is the part that should be underlined. Even if the most expensive packages, even for the most expensive packages you offer, because when people read this, they go, oh, that's okay with my, downloadable $29.95 thing, but what about my, $5,000 coaching program? I mean, you gotta get on the phone and you gotta do that one-on-one selling. I can't sell something for $5,000 just online, and so that's an objection. So this part would be the part that I would be like, even for the most expensive packages you offer, like I want you to really understand this. Like this part we already know that that's what you're talking about. Large sums of money, and it doesn't matter whether it comes from large sums of money can come from a $29.95 package, you sell thousands of them, or it could come from a $5,000 package, which you send 10 of them. But so we already know that that's what we're talking about. And that's the acceptable thing and that's what people want. But people are going to question and go, yeah, I hear what you're saying, Russell, but are we really talking about the really expensive package? And this is the part where you underline, right? You go, don't miss this part. Okay, so that's where you underline. Okay, I'm a little distracted because I'm looking at this photo of this timepiece and that they're swinging. It's a watch that they're swinging back and forth. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I guess I get it. I'm like, at first I'm like, what does that mean? And it goes, hypnotize your prospects. So I don't mind it. Sounds pretty cool. I mean, maybe if you're you're scrolling. Here's the thing on photos, and David Ogilvy talks about this, and it's so true. It's just like you're missing a huge opportunity. Whenever you have a photo, put a caption underneath it, even in small letters, and then something, say, Russell, this is a great point where Russell sold whatever the amount was, $10 million in front of this crowd. Boom. You just did a marketing message that was instant because people are going to be like, well, what's this photo about? Like, why are they showing me this? What's this? That's the first thing, like, what's this about? And then, okay, so basically there you say, okay, and then here you could maybe just do, Russell Brunson, president of ClickFunnels or something, or has sold something. I mean, every photo should have a little caption, and because it's like, well, what am I looking at? I mean, this one obviously says from Russell Brunson, but still, I mean, maybe you could pass on this one, but you could say, Russell Brunson added funnel hacking 11. He's had 11 of these events or something, at funnel hacking, I like funnel hacking 11. I mean, at least that's an extra marketing thing that's really just, he's putting the photo into context. You're not taking away from anything else. He's presenting at funnel hacking 11, or maybe it was 10. I think I went to this one. Um, and then, so that just puts the photo in context, adds a little extra marketing, like, uh, authenticity or authority, because, oh wow, he's speaking at this event. And a lot of people, I mean, most people on this page are probably going to know Russell Brunson. They know everything he does, but a lot of people just maybe new and they don't know what this funnel hacking. So that's just another kind of, endorsement of what he does and everything like that. Okay, and then again, another caption say, this guy just got an award for $2 million, for generating $2 million from ClickFunnels. I mean, I'm saying these are just one sentences, they're in parentheses, and it's really small type. So it's like, I almost maybe not half of this, maybe 2/3 of this height, but it's almost insignificant. But people are gonna be like, well, what am I looking at here? What's going on? What's going on with this picture here? And then you're not. I mean, you kind of talk about the 2 comma awards, but really people they look at because back in the day you had a photo headline right below, like in the newspaper, magazine, and things like that. And even magazines would have like a caption underneath the photo. But a lot of times in advertisement, they would have like a big, what they call the hero shot, and then they would have the headline below that, because that's how your eyes naturally go. You're right. You automatically go to the photo, and then you go, well, what's going on? And then you look down, and then that's where you read the headline. Um, so they don't. I mean, today we don't really do that. We don't have a photo in front of the headline. Headline is like the big thing, and then maybe you have something below that. Um, so this is an opportunity to write more, get those captions in on the photos right there, right there. Um, you could say, under this, one-on-one selling totally sucks, or whatever you want to say. But like you got it, like, so what am I looking at? I mean, why are you showing me this photo? Like, what's the point of this? It's just, and the problem with these photos that people are just throwing in there is this when bloggers just like threw photos, and that's why people really kind of hated stock images, because they're just like, well, you're just throwing a bunch of stuff in there without any context. If you put context in it, then they'll understand. They go, oh, now I know. Now I know why this photo is. It's not just to fill up some space or for any other stupid reason. And then again, you can say, now he's at the 10x Growth Conference. Perfect opportunity. And then he's speaking at like one of his personal coaching sessions, his $100,000, whatever person coaching session or something. Or if you want to keep that on the down low, just say, one of his personal coaching masterminds. That's what those were, masterminds. I mean, it's just a huge opportunity to add more authority, more authenticity, and then, more marketing. And then, Russell Brunson at the ClickFunnels headquarters, rolling out 2.0. Boom. Okay, now I know why you're showing me this. It's all in context. This probably doesn't really need anything. And then, so again, we're getting back to this. So why are you showing me this? I mean, you could say the same thing here, it's just in a different way. You can go, something about hypnotize or something like that. I mean, granted, you are saying it over here, but you want to have those captions right, because if people, that's what they're gonna go. What am I looking at? They're like they look at the photo and then they look down. Okay, so here we are, and we were right at this point, and I was talking about like underline, right? So this is not really, like I said, it's not really necessary, because we already been talking about that, but people are gonna have an objection. This is what you need to be underline. Okay. Whatever we just said, without. And it's always good, it's always good to, I mean, this is a really good copywriting strategy, is to tell people like either what it's not, or what you don't have to do, or what your expectations are. We're gonna dispel some of those myths you have. And so here we go. Without having to meet one-on-one and spending hours hoping to get one sale. Beautiful. Okay, I don't have to do it. Okay. Needing to coordinate your schedules so you can get on stage in front of an audience and who hope is already primed to hear what you where you're going to teach them something. Okay, so this is method one where you're doing one-on-one. This is method two. Let's see what he says. And then hiring and teaching a sales team, which of course cuts into your own profits. So I guess this kind of goes into method three where he was talking about the learning. You learn from the wrong people. You don't have to do a whole sales team to learn. And basically you could do it yourself. I mean that was part of the mission of ClickFunnels. I mean the small guy can do this, and it's still their mission, right? If you have a product, you don't need this whole team. You just need ClickFunnels. And then of course in this program, they're going to be like, well, you need the right message and the right way to do it. I mean, it's great to have the software, but there's so many things where the software is way more than you ever need. Like take Microsoft Word, right? I mean, how many people? I mean, most people use probably 5, maybe 10% of what Microsoft Word actually has to offer. I mean, it just has so much stuff in it. So it's not a lack of the technology, it's the lack of using it. Well, not even a lack of using the technology, but knowing, in this case, knowing how to market yourself, knowing what to say. And that's what they're pushing. Okay, so the 3-day online selling challenge will give you the robust confidence in your sales skill set for an iron background where other the best part, it's automated. Okay, so let me just read that again because I know I just glanced over it. The 3-day selling online challenge will give you the robust confidence in your sales skill set with an iron backbone where others see you as someone they respect and trust. Okay. Will give you the robust. I mean, it's not just, here's, and this is kind of my beef. Okay, let's just get into formatting because you have, it's underlined, then you have all caps, and then you have italics. So they're really saying robust. Like, in case you didn't see it, if it was italic, we got it capitalized. In case if you didn't see it capitalized and italic, we underlined it for you. I mean, it's robust. It's crazy how robust this is. I mean, I gotta laugh at that because it's just like you need 3 different formatting techniques to kind of robust. I'm sorry, it's just not that important. Okay, give you an iron backbone. Never heard that expression. Where others see you as someone they respect and trust. Okay, cool. All right. The best part, it's all automated. People, hey, who doesn't love that, right? It's automated. In other words, once you build and refine your sales funnel in the way you'll learn during this challenge, you can nearly settle it on autopilot where you start to make sleep sales, allowing you to snooze while your bank makes the cha-ching sound. I mean, my only problem with this, I mean, it's a good I think this is a really good message for people, and maybe that's a large part of their people who are going to sign up for this. It's a good message for people who don't know anything, right? Don't even know anything about, I mean, because I think people understand like a lot of it's automated, and there's nothing wrong to say it's automated. It's just I don't know. Saying this, it's kind of been said over and over and over again, so I don't know how important it is. Anyway, with that said, and the good thing is they didn't go on and on about it. Let's just put it that. I mean, so that's a good thing. It's just one sentence. Okay, well, with that, here's what you'll learn over the next. So they really get into what you're going to learn. So that's good. They're not really getting into the salesy marketing part. What you'll learn in the next 3 days is selling online challenge, one-to-many selling and building your own stages. Here's the thing about this whole page, and I don't know if they thought this, probably, but I guess I'm still hung up on this method 2, which I believe they're trying to sell us on method 3, but using terminology as if it's method 2, one-to-many. Anyway, that's just kind of a personal beef. Okay, so we hit the 30-minute mark. I don't want to make this too long for this video. We're only on part 5. Um, so I am going to split this up into another video. So please join me on method or part 6. Thank you.